Hello everyone, hopefully you're having a wonderful day. We are continuing, so Sunsei number 2, so we're taking over the area of Wu here, and we're just going to end our turn. So we see Cao Cao is fighting Li Ji, so it's up here. So this is Li Ji was one of Dong Zhuo's lieutenants that eventually took over the capital, and then they fled over to Chang'an over there. And you also see Yuan Shao taking on Gongsun Zan. So the cool thing, I really enjoy this about the first game, is that you really can see the entire map moving while you're taking over your local area, which I really like. I think it feels like you're really within the world. You're very, okay, that's a correct army. You're very, yeah, within the world. You're very feeling like, you know, things are moving regardless of whether you do anything. So you can see right here, Yuan Shao with his very solid units here. So Tian Feng, super good strategist. Wen Chou, Yan Liang, his two super high war value sort of generals. So yeah, and then we have, of course, the Zhao Yun here, who is under Gongsun Zan, but will eventually join Liu Bei, so that will be entertaining. Liu Bei is just hanging out down here with the regular fare, so Guan Yu Zhang Fei. And yeah, those are the big things. So we're gonna relieve Sunsei. Go ahead and relieve these ones. Chengpu as well. And Han Dang. Alrighty. So we will grab him. I'm pretty sure one of our units will be friends with him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so we won't fight this turn, we will fight next turn. So, so of course, Sunsei will be the leader. We will sort by int here. Of course, Zhao Yu, Chengpu, Hangai. And then, yeah, sure, Taishi C can control the other army. I guess we can use him for now. And Zhang Zhao probably is our best bet. I don't know. Oh, double boost. That's pretty decent. His stats are absolute garbage, though. Wow. So these are kind of regular Wu units. So definitely like Han Dang, Chen Wu. I think Chen Wu gets himself killed relatively early. But yeah, Han Dang is like a mainstay of the armies of Wu. And yeah, I know definitely like, so Liu Yang, Shang Ying, not really units we would typically use for sure, but we are going to balance between what the meta is, so what is good within this game, with also just considering the times and when the time period is in which we're playing, because especially for the late game, a lot of the officers actually, funnily enough, have died, essentially. Like, the beginning of the Three Kingdoms novel, sorry, the beginning of Romance of the Three Kings novel versus the end is just completely, the group of people is just completely different. Do we actually want him as a bowman, or do we want him as a spearman? You already have a fair amount of spearmen. Oh. We'll change Chengpu to a spearman. And we are going to actually make him a builders. Okay, I feel pretty comfortable with those armies. So yeah, both Chengpu and Hangai, yeah, again, mainstays of the Wu forces, so very high stat, sort of. Chengpu has insane balance. Wow, that's crazy. He looks so young and spry in this picture. He's kind of an old fogey throughout most of the novel. He's a little bit older. So so increase your levels, blah blah. Okay, so we have 4 turns. So we actually have another turn to go over here, get some more XP on our units. As you can see, let's just double check. Yeah, okay. So as you see, it does look like a lot of Lu Bu is essentially so Lu Bu is essentially grabbed a huge chunk of the remnants of Lu Bu's forces. Sorry, Cao Cao has grabbed a lot of Lu Bu's forces. So it looks like Zhang Liao is the only one left here, and yeah, so it looks like a bunch of units have been recruited already. So, and then same deal here. Interesting. Sounds about right. And as you saw last turn, Cao Cao right now is taking on Li Ji's forces. So yeah, Li Ji Guosi. And they're basically fighting for their life against the Cao Cao forces, the Wei forces. So yeah, they're not going to last very much longer. So we got 4 turns, perfect. So we are going to take these 2 down here. And actually, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to form an army. And we're actually going to send him over here. And then we're actually going to end up taking some territories down there. I can't really think of an option for somebody that I can use. Anyway, that's okay. So, yeah, we got those. Perfect. We will just end our turn here. Yep, so you see Cao Cao is making inroads. Yuan Shao is making inroads. Basically, you see all the different warlords begin to consolidate their different areas, which is cool. Alright, let's go ahead and fight it out. Now, do we want... Oh, good hold. This is actually Zhuge Liang's brother. Oh, we could actually grab him. Could grab him real quick. That's pretty crazy, actually. You are now our... Jinquin actually is another mainstay. Sure, we'll use Han Dang here. Okay, so now we are moving a envoy onto enemy territory, and there's a percentage chance that they will get caught. So what we're gonna do... Oh, there's actually no way to recruit... Yeah, so this is Zhuge Liang's brother, and he's involved in quite a few of the different scenes within the novel. But, yeah, we'll definitely recruit him. As you can see, decently high in stat, but... And we will be fighting here, so... Oh, I do want to be cavalry. Yeah, okay. So we'll start actually leveling up soon as say as cavalry. You don't get a lot of cavalry as the Wu forces, so it's definitely worth taking. Okay, that's about it, eh? Yeah, so it's just him. Okay, so we're gonna save our game, and what we're actually gonna do, we're actually just gonna reload. Oh, that is not the right time. I must have left it on. Whoops-a-daisy. So, what we're going to do, we're going to actually end our turn, and if the turn doesn't go our way, we're just going to quickly load our save, because if we get kicked out, we won't be able to grab Lu Fan here. So, let's see what happens. Nope, we are good. Alright, so you see Cheng Yu and Cao Cao. Li Ji, and they've taken out Li Ji. Okay. We are now fighting Wang Lang. So pursue decoy. Let's just do decoy. So we don't have any sort of pit or taunt right now. So to give you an idea, pit and taunt are basically the mainstays of this game. So they can grab units across the map and pull them into you. And then that makes setting up tactics extremely easy. But we do not have that. So this is just telling us basically what builders can do. So as you can see, you can go build, and you can build a depot, fence, or tower. Yeah, why not? Let's build a depot. So this will increase the morale of our allies around it. Not that, especially if we're moving forward, it's not really that important. But if you are on the defense, you actually start with a depot right in front of any builder unit you have. So now how far can he get? Okay, so he can get all the way there. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to sidestep this. So as you can see right here, so we can actually see the enemy and how far they can go. So next turn, the AI will literally just run up to here. The AI in the first game is not... What's the word to say it? In a charitable way, it's not great. That doesn't sound very charitable. It is of its time. It is of its time. Yeah, there we go. That's a good way of saying it. there's not really much you can do about that one. What we're going to do, we're going to focus on the units that we actually are going to be using. I'm not going to be using Jinquin or Handang, but you see, we all recover some HP. We get some morale. So we're going to go ahead and set up a boost here. Yeah, sure, we'll attack with our bells. So that, as you can see there, we did a lot of damage because spearmen against horsemen. It's just, yeah, we have the type advantage there. So what we'll do, we'll move up. We're going to try to actually, we're going to link this. So what link does is basically the strategist, as long as they have a higher int than their target, I think there's a percentage chance as well, but as long as they have a higher int, they can hold down this unit, and this unit won't be able to move. And then the added bonus is that whenever another unit uses a tactic, it will set off this link. So what you can do some really fun stuff where basically you can set tactic chains up across the map, where you'll link one side of the map, and then you'll use a tactic chain on the other side. And it's just, yeah, it's a way of extending out your tactic chains, which is really, really fun. So go ahead and do that. Perfect. Okay, now, can we get everybody involved? That is the question. So, yes, so basically because this guy is linked by the all attack, he is not going to be moving. Yeah, perfect, okay. So we'll just continue beating this guy up. We will actually set up... Trying to think what we can do here. Fire arrow is... Oh, you need more than one enemy. Okay, that's not really going to work. Right, so this is different than in the second game. The second game, they made it different. I think that's fine. That might actually work, funnily enough. Let's see if we can get this rolling. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it's a bit of an experiment.
Let he who desires death face me.
Yeah, so the higher the morale, the faster their tactic chain will go off. So you can strategically place units that you want their tactics to go off. Their morale will be higher, right? So... Nice, okay, circle. Can we do a fire arrow? We can do a fire arrow, nice. Smooth. Now, was the fire arrow enough to kill the back guy? No, it wasn't. Okay. That's actually fine. It would have been nice to get all the deeds on those units, but... Now, let's see who we can get involved in this. So... Move our horsemen over here. Handang, I actually don't really care about you. We're not going to be using you long term, so... We will be using these other units, so let's go set those up. Oops. So the difference between the first and the second game as well is that when you kill a unit in the second game, every single unit that was involved in the tactics chain will get your tactic back. So for instance, you know, so Hungai used boost in the last tactic chain, he would actually get that boost back. And that is not the case in the first game. So honestly, that's a good change, because what can happen... Well, is it a good change? I think the first game forces you into using more different types of strategies. So you'll do your initial pit or taunt at the beginning, pull a unit in, capture them, and then you'll have to engage fully at that point because you have to get into range of the enemy. Whereas in the first, or sorry, that's in the first game. But the second game, you can actually pit and taunt repeatedly, which isn't really adding to the, I guess, the depth or the, ooh, he's about to kill himself. Shoot. Okay, no, he can go, okay, we're okay. So this guy's gonna run up and actually link this, because this guy was about to go and attack. So he would have run up and auto attack. Oh no, he would have ambushed. We're okay. regardless. So this is actually where we're going to decoy is really good here. We're not going to be using him long term, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's also decoy. I think we're decoying. We're decoying quite a few times here. Oops, I said I wasn't going to use him. So we do not want to attack him because that will end up killing him. I'm just trying to see if I can set something up here that will work decently well. So I'm fine with that, because that will decoy that. Oops. Okay. Perfect. So, we're going to set that up. Oh, that'll actually work. Oh, no, I can't do that. Yeah, okay, never mind. So we can't really get Taishisi involved in this, but that's okay. There might have been a way to do it, but let's just get this going. Oh! Oh, no, we did. Right. Okay, I was about to say. Do we mess it up? And then we'll circle here. And that's that. So Wingling's done. Alright, so we got some good XP there. We got enough units involved, so as you can see, a lot of level ups, which is wonderful. We do get raid, that's pretty nice. An aid on nice, okay. So we got some nice tactics off of that. Li Ji is gone. Yeah, so Lord Dongzhuo. Alright, Lufan, we will recruit you. Perfecto. So, we will now relieve him. Go over here. So Wei Lang is actually friends with Chen Gui. Is anybody? Oh, we do have Cheng Zhao here. So what we're gonna do? So we do have some turns here. So we do have one turn. So what we're gonna do is Han Dang. No, he isn't. Okay. So what we're gonna do? So somebody we have might not be involved now. How do I do this? So we do want to grab Wang Lang here. I don't think we can get to Chen Gui in time. That'd be pretty nuts. Oh, here's Pan Zhang. So Pan Zhang is another one of the stalwarts. As you can see, he actually has pretty decent strength in LEA. That is quite the portrait, though. I'm sorry, whoever. that's a rough one. Okay, well, what we'll do, we'll just do that. We will... Okay. So we'll do a bit of a trick here. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to move this over here. So we'll put Cheng Pu in charge. So what we're going to do is we're basically farming XP on these units. Where's Sun Ce? Oh, I see. So yeah, so we're going to farm XP on these units. So, oh, we can't put Sun Ce. Okay, so we have to put Sun Ce in charge. Okay. Cool. So what we're doing is when we're moving here and taking over this territory, as you can see here, you see the XP stat. So that allows you to equip increasingly better unit types. So you can see here for horsemen, there's cavalry, bow riders, then brigadiers. So you need, as you can see, the XP needed. So for him, you know, at 30 XP, so he's almost there, you can get a little bit more strength. So a little bit different movement. So actually, no, it's the same movement. Interesting. Oh, it's the same movement? The movement was a little bit different, but yeah, so you can see here the base attack and defense goes up and down. So obviously, like, there's a pretty clear bonus right here to the base attack and defense. Now, I'm actually curious what LEA, if that increases LEA stats. That would be very, very interesting. I never really thought of that, actually. Interesting. Yeah, the thing is that the base defense, just adding to it, just seems really, really good, so... Anyway, not gonna worry about that. Wonderful. So that we're going to take over that area. We do have one more turn. So what we're doing, we're just moving Zheng Zhao over here, who will then grab Wang Lang. And then hopefully next round, so once we take over this territory here, we'll be able to go up here and maybe grab Chen Gui. I don't think it's going to happen, but we shall see. So Wang Lang, Pan Zheng. Okay, we are going to send him... What have I done? What have I done? Pan Zheng, was he there? Yeah. Wonderful. So we're going to be grabbing Pan Zheng here. We may actually use him. He's one of the... I can't remember. There was one specific officer that just lives forever, and he becomes very, very important to the Wu war effort, especially later in the Three Kingdoms. Excuse me if you hear my drinking my coffee in the morning here. Okay, so that's that. Wonderful. We get some XP. We get Wang Lang, get Pan Zheng. Alrighty. So we'll leave here. Now, actually, we're going to switch here. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually move... Oh. Sorry there. So we need to move here. Zheng Zhao gets replaced. Oops. Zheng Zhao will take back over here. Sun Ce, Chengpu. Wonderful. And we're actually going to switch out Han Dang over here and put in Pan Zheng. So just better stats. Definitely his tactics leave much to be desired. That is, again, another difference between... Yufan, we said over. That is another difference between the first and the second game. The second game, you can actually put individual tactics onto different units. So I could go here and put Revive on a unit, or I could go and put Repel on every single unit. So really all that matters in the second game is your stat sort of differences. In the first game, you have to select units depending upon both their tactics and then also their stats. So again, in some ways, pros to that, because you are, sort of pushed towards certain units. But the downside is that you can't experiment much. You can't really take a unit that has actually decent stats and then put good tactics on it, which really sucks. I do like using off-color units because it just kind of makes the game a little bit more interesting. At least that's my opinion. I think it's just more entertaining. But yeah, in this case, we don't really have a lot of options, unfortunately. Okay, Zheng Zhao is actually there. Okay, he's actually friends with Chen Gui. Okay, well, yeah, we're not going to be able to grab. Okay, so there's not really much we can do there. So, oh, we could actually take over that territory. Well, we'll take over this territory just because it's the furthest one. Well, furthest-ish one. And we've got our armies here. So, no, pretty happy with that. We will change this. Do we want them as archers? We have quite a few. I just like a nice balance of units, right? Yeah, we'll just keep them as archers. There's not really a downside to it. So, for instance, like... Yeah, there's not that same stat. Oh, even strength value isn't really that bad. Interesting. For an LEA unit, it seems like... Wow, 3-star LEA. That's crazy. So maybe if it's an LEA tactic unit, you typically want to go... Huh. Interesting. Well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change our decision-making here, but It's just interesting in general. That won't even matter that I'm sending that guy. Who is friends with Yang Zheng? See, this is the thing. Sometimes there's actually quite complicated chains of units that you have to find. So you recruit one guy, which then allows you to recruit the other guy, and... So you see Zhang Liao is still just hanging out here. You can see Yuan Shao has almost defeated Gongsun Zan. Yeah, that's some pretty solid units. That is one thing I really, really like about the more modern Romance of the Three Kingdoms games. That you can actually play as any warlord. So, for instance, playing as Yuan Shao, I think that's so cool. Like, using the solid units of Yuan Shao, you have a huge sort of base in the north here. And yeah, like, Yuan Shao could have won and taken over the whole empire, potentially, right? Now, all of the issues with, you know, his character, etc., but he's kind of set up juxtaposed to Cao Cao in terms of, so Yuan Shao has a bunch of pride, and Cao Cao is always the sneaky one that finds the upper hand. Now, where are we here? We are 26 minutes in. We're going to call that an episode. So thank you so much for watching. Next time, we're going to be taking over this other area over here. And yeah, you have a great day, everybody. See you all next time. Bye-bye.